I love Japan a lot, and that's why I'm going to be doing today's video in English, something I don't normally do. 日本人の方、今日の動画、英語でやらせてください。My name is Steve. This is Steve's POV. Please subscribe to the channel. Steve 敵店の Steve と言います。チャンネル登録をよろしくお願いします。There has been a lot of bad stuff going on in Japan lately, and it's really bugging me. Bugging me to the point that on a channel where I do 99% of the videos all in Japanese, I feel like this is a video I have to do in English right now. I've been involved working in and out of Japan and with Japan for many years. I've also traveled to a lot of other countries in Asia, in Europe, and everywhere else, and I just can't understand what is in people's minds when they go somewhere else, in this case, particularly Japan, because, again, my channel is focused on Japan, and I'm watching some of the stupidness and the idiocy of people showing up in Japan, doing some of the most disrespectful things that I've ever seen. And while I'd love to think that, oh, they just didn't know, oh, it's something that they just made a mistake, they didn't think about it, so much of what is going on there in Japan now is on purpose. And about a year and a couple of months ago, I made a video about the same topic. And follow up to that, I did another English video at that time. But the point is, these people are going to Japan purposefully to make themselves the center attraction in their own sick minds and put on stupid displays of nonsense in a society where people are peaceful, polite, and the people doing this know that in most cases, nothing's going to happen. Nobody's going to say anything to them. Nobody's going to stop them. Nobody's going to make a big deal. If the police get involved, not much is going to happen. So why not go there to Japan? The yen is cheap. It's cheap to stay. It's cheap to go. They go there and do this. And I think it's really bad because they're purposely going there to take advantage of the people that live there, and not just the Japanese people that live there. You selfish people go in there. What you're doing is you're making life not only difficult for Japanese people, but there are foreign people. There are people from all over the world who have dedicated their lives, their time, many years to live in Japan, by the rules of Japan, to adapt to Japan. They look different than Japanese. It's pretty obvious in a country that's mostly Japanese. Here are some examples of some of the idiots doing things, the most stupid, disrespectful things. Watch.
अरे बाप रे ये जापान है ये जापान है
What you idiots who show up for some short-time fame and everything else, what you do is put a stain on all of those people. All of those people, the 99% of good people who love Japan are working hard there. Now everybody looks at them like, is it another foreigner going to do a stupid thing? Is he going to dance on the train? Is he going to fall down in an intersection? Is he going to do pull-ups from a torii, from a shrine? Is he going to do push-ups? Are you going to act like an idiot? Are going to drink and cause problems and fights? So many people have put in so many years there. I've been out of Japan over 30-something years. And there's disrespectful people of all types. Of course, there are Japanese people who are disrespectful too. Meiwaku is a term that's not reserved for foreign people. But in this case, I'm talking to foreign people in English because you selfish people. You see a couple of people go there and get some views on TikTok. Or they go there and they got some views on YouTube. They got there, they got arrested, they got held up for 30 days, but they still got out and they're making fun of Japan. You're licking your lips saying, wow, here's my chance to be a star. You're not a star. Why don't you have a little respect for another culture that you go to? Japan, wherever. It doesn't have to just be Japan. Any country you go to, there's certain things that if you just opened your eyes up and tried just a little bit to be respectful, you'd be much better received. In fact, you'd probably be invited back because you're open-minded and you were trying to understand the culture. On the trains, guess what? If you didn't realize it, people are pretty quiet on trains in Japan. They don't talk. They mind their own business. You get on there and decide what it's a new stage for you to make some stupid wannabe viral video. You got viral, but in the wrong ways. It's not the way maybe you were intending to be viral. People hate what you did in Japan, what you're doing in Japan. And my advice, if you're planning on traveling to Japan, you want to enjoy Japan, you don't have to be a robot. You don't have to be worried about it. Be a little respectful. Think about something. If you're at a religious place, like a shrine, somewhere in America or anywhere else, would you be hanging from something, doing pull-ups and stuff like that? Is it just a simple mistake to not understand that something may not be acceptable? Do you see anybody else there, Japanese people, doing the stupid stuff, dancing on trains that you're seeing? Yes, I know. There are young people, there are other people, there are drunk people, there are stupid people in Japan too that are Japanese. I get it. Meiwaku is meiwaku. But if you're going to Japan to purposely do that, don't go. Please don't go. Go somewhere else. Try it somewhere else. Try it in your own hometown first. Maybe your neighbor, go down to a big city. Come to Texas and try it around some town too and see how people react to it if they like it. Going there and purposely crapping on a society, making fun of people. It's not respectful. Not doing anything. You could dress up in a yukata, you could dress up in a kimono and look the part, but what you're doing isn't the part. You're embarrassing yourself. You're embarrassing other, in this case, Americans, whatever other country you may be from. You're making foreigners in Japan have to suffer through something hard. They're working hard, learning another language, busting their butt, dedicating years, adapting and trying to adapt to a society, which is key. You guys show up, bang, 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 turn everything upside down, make a mess, and get out of there and think it's great. It's not great, man. So many people do not think what you're doing is great. It's despised, it's disgusting, it's disrespectful. And I felt the need to say something about it. Stop it. Stop it. There's nothing good from it. Japan's laws are going to change. They're going to get stricter too. They're going to start enforcing it more and more. And you're not going to be invited ever back to Japan again. Think about it. For a few views, whatever it is, some stupid thing there. You want to be accepted in Japan? You want to come back to Japan? You want to love Japan? You want to be accepted by Japanese people? Go there and be respectful. Go there and try. If you make a mistake, the Japanese people will be the first ones to forgive you and give you another chance. But be a little humble. Japan wasn't made for you to show up thinking you're some superstar doing something there. That's not what it is. Adapt. Try to learn some Japanese. Be a little humble. Don't do stupid stuff in environments where it's definitely not acceptable. You should be smart enough to do that if you're smart enough to buy a ticket to get over to Japan. No good. No good. Don't go if you can't be respectful. Don't go. I have a cafe, a Japanese cafe that I recently opened here in Texas. And every other Wednesday night, we have something called Everything Japan Night. And one of the first nights, I think it was our second night doing it, I spoke about the do's and don'ts in Japan, the things you don't do. It doesn't take somebody with a high IQ. Even these low IQ idiots who are going to Japan doing the stupid stuff they're doing should have at least enough common sense to understand what they're doing is disrupting, causing trouble, and totally taking advantage of a nice population of people who, for the most part, ignore it and go the other way. It's not going to keep being that way. It can't be. Japan is Japan. You got to protect your country, and they're not going to put up with this stupidness anymore. So stop. It says people who've never been to Japan have more common sense than these people who are showing up and doing these stupid things. I ask myself these questions. Why are these happening in Japan? Why does this keep happening in Japan? Well, I said before, Japanese are nice people. They're polite. They tend not to look for an aggressive way to fight with people or get involved or stand up. They'd rather ignore it and get away from the trouble. That's what makes these people really disgusting, because they know that and they're going there and they think it's an easy target. The police get involved, and generally, if you watch the interactions, are very, very polite with people. Extremely polite, despite being in many situations where you're like, are these police going to do something about it? People get maybe questioned, ID checked, but for the most part, they go on with their thing and it's over with. Why don't these same things happen in Singapore? Why don't these same things happen in, I don't know, there's probably a lot of countries where this wouldn't be put up with. Japan has to get stronger. Japan has to start enforcing more laws and being stricter. And immigration is certainly an issue, as it is here in America, that in Japan is also affecting a lot of people and is on a lot of people's minds, especially as they see more and more of these type of stupid videos surface and these other type of incidents that happen that are focused on foreigners. Car accidents, all over. You see car accidents by people that are non-Japanese. Crimes are happening. All kinds of little things. A Japan that I remember from a long time ago. The Japan where on country or rural roads where there were humanless, nobody. Just places where fruit and vegetables and other things were there. And it was a trust system where you put money into a box and you purchase what's there, that's left out there. It's all by trust. Nothing was stolen. Nothing was taken. It's just the way things are. And I got a feeling, thanks to a lot of you idiots in the short-term little fun game that you want to have in Japan, a lot of that's changing. A lot of it's disappearing. A lot of that just will never be again, unfortunately. And that's really sad. It's really sad, because in America, we would never have it. So it's nice and it's been refreshing to go to a country where it feels safe, to go to a country where it feels that crime is not something that people are concerned about, where people trust each other, where people are living in a very tight place and yet they get along well together for the most part. And thanks to some selfish idiots who decide to go there, I got a feeling a lot of that's just going to change, and that's so unfortunate. My name is Steve. This is Steve's POV. I love Japan. I love America. I love the mixing of the two, and it really, really bothers me when I see stuff like this going on. So thank you for listening to me today. Thank you for watching. If you would be kind enough, please subscribe. 日本人の方は今日英語でやらせていただきまして、誠にありがとうございます。たまにやっぱりまっすぐ英語で言う必要があると思うので、ご理解ありがとうございました。本日この時点で以上となります。Thank you very much for watching. Please subscribe and until next time, thumbs up always.